Hey guys, I'm the other half of LuLaRoe Heather Huff. I'm Jared, I'm Heather's husband, and this is the part 2 of the series based on equipment and technology of the stuff that we're using in our Lula room. And so basically, we didn't want to start off with buying a new computer, buying new cameras, buying everything new. So we tried to reuse everything that we could. I think that in the end, we're probably going to have to end up replacing some things. We've got an old laptop that we're using. You don't necessarily need to have anything special for this type of business. I mean, you can get any kind of Chromebook, things that don't necessarily have a whole lot of, memory actually within the computer. Things that you can go buy a Chromebook for like 180 bucks. I mean, so you can do a lot of these things on a pretty good budget and still be able to do everything that you need to do. Right now, we're sticking with about a 8-year-old laptop that is just barely running, but it is still running, although it runs very hot. So this is kind of where we started, and then from there, our next thing that we had is we have our camera. It's a digital SLR camera. It's a Nikon. It's a D3100. We bought it a couple years back on Black Friday. We were, starting a family, so we wanted to make sure that we had a decent camera to take all the photos and everything with, but we're repurposing it now mostly for our photos we're actually going to be taking in here for the clothing. Once again, it doesn't necessarily have to be anything this special or sophisticated. I mean, you can use your phone, you can use any point-and-shoot camera. We just chose to do this because we have a tripod, we have a stand, and then what we're going to actually go ahead and do is we're going to hook it up to the computer through just a regular USB cable. And what that allows us to do is actually see it on the computer while we're actually taking the photo, so that as soon as it's taken, you can see it directly on the computer. That allows us to make sure that we have a good photo each time. The biggest thing is that we're going to have consistency of the photo. We're not going to have different angles, different lighting, different craziness every single photo. It'll be very consistent from one to the next. And that was the biggest thing that we wanted to do. So once again, you don't necessarily have to have something this nice. It's just something that we had left over from before, and we continue to use it, so this is what we've got. The next thing that we had to choose was our lighting. You can see that we have 2 of them here. One of them's probably blacking out the camera a little bit with the lighting, and then this one, and then this standalone one. We had a couple of options here. You can do something just like a shadow box. Those are a little bit more expensive. These are a little bit cheaper because it's just a light stand and then just a white umbrella. I'm not going to pretend that I'm a professional photographer. We just went online. We just try to look stuff up. This on Amazon was pretty reasonable, so we just went ahead and did this instead of the more expensive options. And we don't have a very big space here. We painted the walls a pretty light color. Everything else is white. So it gives off quite a bit of light. So we went with these just because, well, for the most part, it's because they were cheap and they did what they needed to do. And then the things that we've kind of talked about before in previous photos or videos is we have our label printer. We went with the same one that everybody else went with. It's the Dymo Label Writer 4XL. We went with that one just because it's that's the one that everyone goes with. It gets great reviews, works really well. It's super easy to print and hook up to the computer. So nothing crazy about that. We didn't find some crazy thing that we could do that's super cheap or anything like that. We did get a great deal on it, so that's why we went ahead and went with that, versus if you went with like a postage meter or something, those are generally a lot more expensive. You have a lot more upfront costs because they're $400, $500, $600, $700, and you have to pay a subscription, and it really doesn't do as well as just a regular label writer. So this is really the way to go. And then our scale that we decided to go with is just any electronic scale. This one actually does not hook up directly to the computer, although it can hook up to a USB to power it. So if for any reason we needed to take it somewhere, we have the laptop and the actual scale can be powered by the laptop. And the only thing you want to make sure that you have here is that it goes out to basically, I believe, 1/10 of a gram, or 1/10 of an ounce, sorry. And that's just what most of the shipping goes off of. So you just want to make sure that you have the resolution on your scale. But other than that, I mean, that's pretty much just a basic overview of what we're going to do for all these videos we're doing based on our equipment and our technology and everything. If we went and bought something new, we're going to go ahead and post those in the comments section, where we got them, the link to either Amazon or whatever website we got them on, so you guys can find them. We did a lot of review on a lot of different types of items. This is what we just found that was the best. You know, there are thousands of options out there for lighting, cameras, computers, label writers, but this is just what we found. So if you guys want to just trust us and say, just give us everything that we got, then it'll make it easy for you. It's all in the comments section. But other than that, that's pretty much all we have for now. Once we actually start, once we actually receive our stuff here in the upcoming week or so, and we start dealing with invoicing and shipping and stuff like that, we'll kind of do additional videos on that. I know that you can go out there and see videos on ShipEasy or Stamps.com, but once we actually figure out exactly what we're going to do, we'll do our own video on it. It'll be very short and sweet, and we'll just kind of go from there. But for now, that's what we've got, and I guess we'll see you on the next video.